Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video about choices. I think I wrote about this a couple of weeks ago. I'll link the blog post in the description below, but it's interesting to me, this conversation we have in our heads around choices and the choices that we make. There's this narrative that plays out that we feel like we're in a land of scarcity and there isn't enough to go around. And then at the same time, there's a narrative of abundance where there's plenty to go around. And I feel like there's this paradox within our conversation around choice. In one way, choice is a novelty, and in another way, choice is a commodity. And typically when I find concepts that seem to work in both ways, I try to take a step back, because what that is usually telling me is that there's a more fundamental underlying truth that makes both sides seem true. And I think in the blog I kind of talk about this. One example that I can give you where we feel like we're making a different choice but we're not is, for example, when you buy a car. When you go into a car dealership and you see all these choices ahead of you, you feel like, wow, look at all these choices. But in actuality, the fundamental choice you made is to buy the car, not the variation within your choice of buying a car of which model and what color and all these different things. Similarly, I feel like we approach life in this way, and I think this is why we get frustrated, because we feel like we're making life choices that are changes, but they're not. They're just variations of what we're already doing. So I can see how that can lead to these really, fundamental conversations we probably all have, where we're wondering why we're not seeing results. We've made all of these changes in our lives and it's been X amount of months, it's been X amount of years. Why am I not seeing any changes? And my challenge to you is to take a step back and try to understand what you're doing now versus what you were doing before, and was it an actual change or was it just a variation of what you're used to doing?